What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Chatty Bobby. All aboard.
And my name is Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th.
Oh, you bitch.
I went north. Friday the 14th.
Yeah, whip it in the pot. You know what I'm
There
talking about? Episode 9.
9, almost to double digits.
We are, dude. Over the top with Chad and Tony.
That's us.
This is us. This is us. Is that a show? This
No.
is...
It sounds good.
What was I singing?
I don't know.
Is this love that I'm feeling? Is it for love?
This ain't Creed all of a sudden. Where'd Scott Stapp come from?
Dude, I challenge.
What
if I? What is this? What we're doing? Oh, Over the Top with Chad and Tony, episode 9.
Here we are.
We're here. Here we are. We're here. Thank y'all so much for the continued support. As always, the links are in the description for our Instagrams. If you want to follow the podcast in audio format, the link's below. It's pinned in the comments. It's in the live chat. Go hit us up on the old Spotify and Apple Podkeesies and all that.
Please, and leave a review if you could, because that helps us out.
Yeah. I mean, or just don't and be a half-ass.
Yeah,
asshole.
or if not, leave a review. Just hit the little stars things. That helps a little bit.
Yeah, just do something with your
Please.
life.
Please.
Don't just watch it.
Anyways.
Jesus Christ. So here we are, guys. Episode 9. I'm excited about this one because this is my favorite actor.
Oh, really?
I've always said that there was an interchangeable 3, whether it's Pacino, De Niro, and Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington movies is what we're doing today.
Yes. I'm excited about this one.
Denzel has stood the test of time with me as far as he is my favorite actor. Like, he was like number 2 or 3, but below De Niro.
Yeah.
But as time went on, De Niro kept making movies that were not good.
Yeah, and they're getting older.
They're getting older, and what I like about Denzel is he's selective.
Yes. Yeah.
He puts out bangers, bro.
And I mean, he's just cool, calm, collective. He can play any kind of role. What was it?
Oh, did I do that?
I got distracted.
This way?
Okay.
Where we? Chance off camera was going. I don't know if he was waxing an invisible ass.
Wax on, wax off. I don't know.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, this ain't Karate Kid, but this is Denzel. Well, that's you were saying he's selective in his roles, and he can play any kind of role.
No, for sure.
Is what he's amazing at more than anything. He can play the badass in an action movie. Mm-hmm. He can play the Malcolm X in a biopic movie. He can play the degenerate in an addict in, well, he's not necessarily a degenerate, but he's an addict in Flight.
No, for sure.
He can cover all the bases.
Yeah, and like just as a reference point, since 2016, Denzel has only done Magnificent Seven, Roman J. Israel, Equalizer 2, and The Little Things. So since 7 years, he's done 4 movies.
Yeah. Well, he's got Equalizer 3 coming out this year.
That's coming out in September?
Yeah. Well, he did that Macbeth movie, too, in there, didn't he?
I mean, yeah, but I didn't watch that one. I forgot to.
Well, yeah, but he did get nominated for an Academy Award.
Oh, well, stamp then. Yeah, so he's done 5. But
yeah.
But what we figured we would do is, between the two of us, we've seen, I'd say, 85% of his filmography. So we're going to do like we did the Will Ferrell one. Obviously, there's probably 3 times the movies with Denzel than there are with Will Ferrell. So we'll kind of have to, some of them we won't talk about because we didn't get to see them.
Yeah, we'll just roll by them.
We're just going to go in order from the start, and then we're just going to kind of go through. And then towards the end, maybe we'll do like our favorites or something.
Yeah.
Just depending on time permitting. But let's get right into it, man.
Let's roll with it. He started off his career in 87. This is a movie I've never seen this early in his career in the 80s. I never saw Cry Freedom from 87.
Yeah, I didn't see those. The early on stuff I didn't get to see.
The Mighty Quinn from 89. I never saw that.
No, I didn't either.
The first movie that I recall from that I've seen that was early in his career was Glory from 1989.
Morgan Freeman.
With Morgan Freeman in there, and then Matthew Broderick.
Can I stop for a second?
Go ahead. You got a rant for us?
Well, Matthew Broderick, doesn't he fall in that John Cusack category? Does he with you?
I mean, it really seems like
a
once
take it or leave it. Like Luke Wilson, like
once the '90s hit, it seems like Matthew Broderick just kind of hung it up after that. After the '80s, can you name a movie from the '90s with Matthew Broderick?
No, I mean, and everybody talks about Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and I love John Hughes. He's one of my favorite directors.
It's on the low list.
Yes,
because of him.
Because it's him.
Okay.
It's do you like?
I'm not. Yeah, it's okay to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's like.
I have nothing against Matthew Broderick.
I don't have nothing against. I think you're saying Broadwick. I think it's Broderick.
Sorry, it's the country.
No, I hope that it.
Somebody, one of us is right here. Over under.
Matthew Broderick.
Is it Broderick?
Yeah, Broderick.
Okay.
Chance.
This is one of the instances where Chance needs a hot mic.
I hope that it's Broderick, but I know it's not.
But who's his wife's name?
I don't know.
She's from Sex and the City, the main chick from Sex and the City.
Oh, he's with her?
Yeah.
Her picture will be in here.
Broderick?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wrong. I'll admit
what was her name? What's the...
I keep thinking...
We do this every time.
It's not Sarah Michelle Gellar, but...
no, it's definitely something Parker.
Sarah Jessica
Parker.
That's it.
Picture's been up here for an hour already.
Yeah. Anyways, but that's totally off the subject.
Denzel Washington movies, guys. Matthew Broderick was the other star in Glory, and I saw Glory, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago, maybe. Back when we were first getting into Blu-rays, I think it was like on the Sony. It was a Sony title, so it was one, and I picked it up cheap at Best Buy one time. And
Civil War movie.
Yeah, and dated for sure.
Yeah,
war movies always end up being like that, though.
Yeah,
you notice that?
I mean,
just because of the effects, I guess,
and especially those Civil War type war movies. They're all very long movies.
Yeah,
like you said, they're dated. I mean,
well, and honestly, man, going through watching all these Denzel movies the past 3 or 4 weeks, because we knew this was coming on down the road, so I've been kind of slowly preparing. There was only probably 3 or 4 movies in Denzel's whole filmography that's less than 2 hours.
Yeah, oh, really?
Every movie is like 2 hours, which is fine, but some of them are hauls. Yeah. But I thought Glory was good for the time. It was early Denzel. It was 89, so it was very early on. But what'd you think of Glory?
It's a good movie. I mean, like you said, it's a little dated for now. I'm not big on. I like war movies, but when it comes to like the Civil War movie and like history war movies, it's really not my cup of tea and everything.
Yeah.
But he did win a Academy Award for this one? Yeah, he won best. He was nominated. Yeah, he won a Best Actor in a Supporting Role for Glory.
That's dope. That's early on too. Yeah, that's crazy.
And he won the Golden Globe that year for Best Supporting Actor for Glory.
So even though it was early on, like you obviously everybody in Hollywood could tell that like he's gonna be one of them ones.
Yeah, he's
what I mean.
He's got a future ahead of him after that one.
And see, the next 4 that's on his filmography, I didn't get to watch. Heart Condition from 1990.
I've never even heard of that one.
I hadn't until I saw the thing. Mo Better Blues was on my list, and I just ran out of time before we filmed it. I didn't get to watch this one. Spike Lee movie.
Yeah, I've never seen that one either.
That was from 1990. Another one that's really hard to find. It doesn't have a Blu-ray release. It's not on any streaming platforms. Ricochet from 91.
I've heard of that one, and I've heard of people talk about that, and it's one I've never seen, though.
Like, you can't even buy it on Vudu. Like, I was going to buy it on Vudu, or you can't even buy it.
I have to look for a DVD.
Well, I found it on YouTube, and it was like somebody just uploaded it. And
but the picture quality was fantastic.
It was well, no, that's why I didn't watch, because it was like 360p or something. But I heard that it was pretty good. And then in 92 he had Malcolm X, which was a Spike Lee joint.
And he was nominated for an Academy Award for lead actor in that one.
Yeah.
That's one I've never seen. I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Yeah, me too.
3-hour plus movie.
It's almost 4, I think.
Oh,
yeah, it's long.
It's a haul. It's everybody knows of the story and all of that, and of the tragic incidents that happened with it and all of that. But that's a haul to sit through something that long. But you got to give the man respect for it. I mean, of course, he got nominated for an Academy Award and a Golden Globe, I think, for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
nominated
Spike
for Best Actor in a Leading Role for that one.
And see, at that time, and early on in his career, like in the first 5 or 6 years, he's already done 2 films that Spike Lee directed with that one and Mo Better Blues. And that was around that time frame that JFK came out too, I think, when they were doing those kind of
Yeah, that sounds right.
with old Uncle Kev.
Well, see, also in 1988, he was nominated for Best Actor in a Supporting Role for Cry Freedom.
Oh, dope!
Academy Award.
Yeah, and I know Denzel also did some, like, I think he was in some TV shows early on in his career. That, of course, we didn't see any of those, but now that first chunk of like his movies, we didn't really get to see a lot of them because they're just hard to find. Not Malcolm X, but like the other ones.
Yeah.
But like starting with 93, did you see Pelican Brief?
I saw it a long time ago. That's the one with Julia Roberts.
So 93, you had Pelican Brief.
Yeah, with Julia Roberts.
Yeah. That was a dope one. Me and Mel watched that one.
Thriller?
Yeah, like suspense thriller.
Yeah.
We watched that one, I don't know, a week or 2 ago. But that was when, that's a long haul too. It's like 2.5 hours. Mm-hmm. But it was a dope suspense thriller though. Like, and that's like towards, again, you're looking at like, that's prime, like Julia Roberts. That's after like Pretty Woman and all. That's when she really.
Yeah, and then she had some movie with one of the Baldwins, not Biodome Baldwin,
not BB,
but I think it was Backdraft Baldwin.
Backdraft Baldwin, dude. Hell yeah, hell yeah. No,
I think he's the lesser known Baldwin.
Yeah, no, there's so many of them. But Pelican Brief was dope though.
Yeah, it's I've seen it a couple times. It's Denzel makes that movie more than anything.
No, for sure. It's not one that you revisit a lot. I thought it was good though.
Yeah. It's a solid one. It's a solid notch on his list.
Yeah, he did 3 that year. He did that. He did Pelican Brief, and then he did another one, Philadelphia.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Him and Tom Hanks was.
Tom Hanks' performance in that was awesome.
Well, I think he won an Oscar for. He
surely had. And what's crazy, we'll get, and obviously when we do Tom Hanks' filmography, that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks did Philadelphia in 93 and then Forrest Gump in 94. Bro.
That's insane.
It's the reason he was the highest paid actor back then. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But going back to Philadelphia is great, man, and it's definitely one now. Watching that, because that's another one that I'd seen years ago, but me and Mel, we rewatched that one. In the last couple of weeks. Definitely something you couldn't do today the way they did it.
It'd be tough.
Denzel dropped so many F-bombs, not fuck, other F-bomb.
The other F-bomb.
Because obviously Tom Hanks, has AIDS, and he gets fired for
being
his
gay with AIDS.
Yeah, but they try to say that that's not what it was, that it's because he wasn't competent or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, that was when that was so taboo, and like, people just didn't understand it, and nobody lived when they had that.
Well, yeah, and in the early 90s, because I remember with that, and remember the Real World back in there with the guy that had AIDS on the Real World that ended up dying and everything too. That was around the same time. San Francisco Real World.
Yep, early 90s.
Real World.
Real
World.
Matthew Broadway. Real World.
But it was Magic Johnson. When did Magic Johnson get
92?
Okay, 92, so
91.
yeah, and it was like
he was out there fucking. Magic Johnson was out there fucking.
But it was a very taboo. AIDS was a very taboo thing to talk about, but this movie, Magic Johnson, all that stuff kind of brought it to the limelight of how bad of a disease this thing is.
Yeah, now you see commercials now, like on TV, where like there's just medicine that you can just buy if you have it, and then you just live with it.
Yeah,
like you would live with any.
But back then 30 years ago, it was a death curse.
Yeah, for
it was
sure.
like if you had AIDS, it was an automatic death curse.
But yeah, Philadelphia was really good. Again, it's one of those that just drains you because it's like Forrest Gump. It's like great movie, and I'm saying it's like Forrest Gump, meaning it's just
it takes a lot out of it.
It's a sad movie, man.
It's very sad.
You know it's going to end bad, even if you hadn't seen it yet. But it's great.
But the transformation from Tom Hanks and it's
Yeah.
just another one like Castaway and all that stuff. But Denzel as his lawyer is, dude.
Well, yeah, because he didn't even want to be around him at first.
No.
And then he found out that he overheard him in the library talking about he had a case, and he was like, "Oh, let me go tell you know." Then he ended up like fighting for him.
Yeah.
But at first, Denzel was a douche in that movie.
Yeah.
Like, but he,
they become family pretty much.
Yeah, for sure.
Great movie. Great movie.
In that same year, it's one that I didn't see much ado about nothing. I don't know how much of a role he had in that.
I've never seen that one.
But it was another one that was just on the list that we put on here. But neither one of us have seen that one. That was that same year, though. And then 95, you had Crimson Tide.
Yeah, it's with Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman, who, great actor, man.
Yeah.
And then he retired, like, I want to say early 2000s. I mean, and what's crazy, as great of an actor as Gene Hackman was, the last movie that dude did was Welcome to Mooseport. Do you remember that with fucking Ray Romano? Horrible comedy.
That was his bow
movie.
out.
Yeah. Maybe he just did that. I was like, fuck, I don't want to do no more.
I remember seeing him on an episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Shout out to Guy Fieri.
There you
go. Great show. Let's do a Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives episode.
I'm all about it, dude. That's like one of my fall asleep episodes.
He's got so many shows now. He's got Guy's Grocery Games. He's got
it's Diners. It's Triple D for me.
Triple D is fire.
Yeah.
But going back to Crimson Tide, I thought that one was good.
It's all set on a submarine
for sure.
Threatening a nuclear war.
And Denzel is going back and forth. You know, it's like a power struggle with him and Gene Hackman.
Yeah. And trying to prevent World War III from happening pretty much and everything. So.
Yeah, but it was good. It
very
wasn't
sweaty movie.
Everybody's sweating. The whole movie is just sweaty.
Can you imagine us being on a submarine, trapped on a submarine?
No, I'm having an anxiety attack thinking about it right now. But yeah, Crimson Tide was another one. It's one that I didn't see till way after it came out, but it was good. I rewatched that one again. This is one of the ones I did rewatch. Now this next one, in 95, he did 3 movies, so he didn't do anything in 94, according to IMDb. 95, he did Crimson Tide. He did Devil in a Blue Dress, which I didn't get a chance to see. Did you see that one?
I've never seen that. He's a detective in that one.
It's like it's like set in like the.
It's like a noir film and everything set and everything. He's going after to find a woman there. I think it's on the Criterion Collection and all that stuff.
Okay.
I've never seen.
You have to watch it with your pinky out.
Yeah, it's a fancy dancy movie. So
what did you say? You said something dope about that movie though. Something about he didn't. What was it that you wrote down?
Oh, he took that role over. He took that role over the Brad Pitt role in Seven.
So that's crazy. So it could have been.
He had a chance to take that the character. I forget what the character's name is.
But Brad Pitt's character.
Brad Pitt's character. He had a chance to take that role and said it was too dark and grim and too dark and violent for him, and chose the Devil in a Blue Dress role over.
That's crazy, man.
Over the Seven one, which he did. He does say he does regret not taking that role because that's what got Brad Pitt rolling as well.
Sure. Wasn't Morgan in that one too?
Yeah, Morgan Freeman was in that one.
Imagine having Morgan Freeman and Denzel
in another movie together.
Yeah, that would have been fire.
As detectives.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Seven's a great movie. So Devil in a Blue Dress we didn't get to see. Now this next one I didn't even finish this one. There is one movie on Denzel's filmography that I thought was garbage, and it's Virtuosity. 95.
I did not see that one. I've not seen that one, and after hearing what you said about it, I'm glad I missed it.
I think it's because I hold Denzel movies to such a high regard because he doesn't make shit movies.
Yeah, and this was...
Well, it's 95, and it's him and Russell Crowe, and it's like a virtual reality type thing, so it's super dated with the effects and
yeah.
So there's that, and then just the story's kind of it just didn't hit. Like, now granted, I didn't see it growing up. If I would have watched it back in the day,
you may have liked it.
Because there's movies like that are trash that I like clearly.
Yeah.
But this one just missed me, so I didn't even finish that one. But that did come out in 95 as well. And then 96, you had Courage Under Fire.
Great movie.
Great movie with him and Meg Ryan and Matt Damon. Early Matt Damon. Matt Damon looked rough in this movie.
Yeah.
He looked like he was on, but it's the way they made his character.
But he's the military guy trying to figure out what's going.
It was Nat Serling.
Yeah,
Denzel was. Yeah,
and
the Colonel.
Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah, that's another good one. That's like one that I was late to seeing, but
I was late on to that one. I've seen that one once, but it still sticks out as just him being the what do they call it? Like military police. in a way, as a military detective in a way.
Yeah,
I guess
he's a colonel, but like but I see what you're saying.
He's investigating what all happened. He's the man investigating what all happened.
Yeah, because some stuff happened and like everybody was like, "No, this don't seem right," and he was basically trying to. It was a whodunit kind of. But that was a great one for sure.
Especially when he's in a power role, like an authority role.
Yeah,
so great.
No, for sure. That's a good one for sure. And this next one is one I didn't get to see. Preacher's Wife.
I've never seen.
I've heard it's great. I think Whitney Houston's in that too.
Well, okay.
Maybe we'll flat if she's not, then whoops. R.I.P. Whitney Houston.
We've been known to be wrong before.
No, but what I think's funny, hearing about what you said about him not taking the role in 7 because he thought it was too dark. We fast forward to 98 and you've got Fallen.
Yeah, which is a
very
totally dark
7-ish vibes.
And I think that's probably why probably a good reason why he probably took that role is by passing up on 7.
Yeah,
is why taking on that one, which I think is a super underrated Denzel movie.
Oh, dude, it's great, man. It's creepy. The whole vibe
it's like one of the only Denzel movies that has like a horror vibe to it.
No, for sure. The only one.
That and Bone Collector.
Bone Collector, yeah, that's another good one we'll get into. But 98, Denzel put out 3 more, so it's kind of like he does, like he'll do 3 in a year, then he'll take a year off.
Yeah,
peace in the Middle East, baby. So and then like 96, he did a few. Then he didn't do any in 97. Well, 98, we just talked about Fallen. Then he also did one of my favorite Denzel movies, He Got Game.
Oh, yeah, masterpiece. Well, masterpiece. Yeah.
No, definitely. When it comes
to
another
like
Spike Lee joint.
Yeah.
So now you're looking at like this is the 3rd one already.
Yeah.
But you got this movie's so good, man. The soundtrack's amazing. Denzel's great in it. Ray Allen's great as Jesus Shuttlesworth, his son.
And like I said before, this is the first time you see Denzel in a role that you don't expect because he is a degenerate in this role.
No, he's a felon. Yeah, he's just getting out of prison. He's got them Jordan 13s on. He goes and gets them.
Yeah, he's just he can't stay right.
No, he's just trying to make up for lost time with his son Jesus Shuttlesworth, who's Ray Allen's character. And Ray Allen don't want nothing to do with him. He's the biggest. He's the best basketball. He's the next Michael Jordan, basically.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
And I just love it. I love everything about the movie.
The setting's great of that movie.
Like we'll get it. Like at the end of the episode, we'll kind of go over like our favorites. That's going to be in my list. Like He Got Game is amazing.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Another one in 98. This was the last one that I watched before we did the episode. The Siege.
Now, that's one I've never seen either.
Yeah, so you got Denzel in that one. You got Bruce Willis in there.
Okay.
Yeah, you've also got Annette Bening. I hated her character in this movie. First of all, we'll flash a picture. She's got one of those short haircuts. Immediately makes me want to
get out of here with that.
And then so it's about like Al-Qaeda type terrorism that's going on. And it's like them like blowing up buses and just doing a lot of terrorist acts, and Denzel's trying to prevent all of it from happening.
I'll have to mark that one down.
It's great, man. It's on my Vudu. It's really good. It's a good like suspense thriller. That was 98. So in 98 you had Fallen, He Got Game, and The Siege.
Boom.
Then he just keeps it going because 99. Bone Collector.
Yeah, which with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, another great one.
And
he's bedridden in that movie.
Yeah, and it's rolling right there. I wish you would have done more with it, like the kind of horror vibe to it, the thriller horror vibe.
Yeah,
because Bone Collector and Fallen are super underrated,
man.
Because they're the ones that when you talk about Denzel Washington movies, you never hear those movies being brought up.
No, you don't. And Bone Collector's great. I didn't rewatch that one, but I've seen that one multiple times. And I'm not the biggest Angelina Jolie fan as far as like her acting, but I thought she did great in this. And Denzel's character was great in this, and he's not.
Well, pretty much he's guiding her throughout the whole movie.
No, for sure. Yeah, he plays like a side role, kind of, But that was dope. 99, you had another one that was a banger, The Hurricane.
Yeah. It's man, the story of I forget what his real name is in The Hurricane.
I want to say it's Reuben Carter.
Is it Reuben Carter? Just that story where he spent almost 30 years in prison for a crime that he never even committed.
Bro,
can you imagine? And a foster family out of Canada is what got him out of jail.
A foster family from Canada that took in a guy from New York that found his book in like a 25-cent pile and read it.
Yeah.
And became like a fan of him, and then like started writing them, and then they ended up moving to try to and that's all based on real events.
Yeah, it's a real guy. It
Yeah.
really happened. That's what's freaking insane about that one. And I think he was nominated for that. Yeah, he was nominated for Best Actor in a Leading Role in that one.
That's dope,
and won
man.
won the Golden Globe for that one.
Yeah, Hurricane's great, dude.
Who was that one directed by? I forget. I don't know.
Let me look. We can look it up.
That wasn't Spike Lee, was it?
No,
Okay.
Hurricane wasn't.
Okay, I was wrong on that one. But then after the Hurricane, you get into the 2000 and you get into one of my favorite Denzel movies, and that's Remember the Titans.
Oh, dude, for sure.
Growing up in
I was listening to everything you said, just so I said for sure, but Norman. I was looking up who directed the movie. Norman Jewison.
Oh, okay, I was way off on that one.
It. Well,
way off.
He directed the Soldier Story Denzel movie, the early one. He directed other few things here and there, but he didn't direct a lot.
That was bad.
But that's crazy that's who directed Hurricane. It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But yeah, Remember the Titans.
Oh, it's
Left Side, Strong
favorites.
Side. Growing up in
Coach Boone, man.
Coach Boone, we watched because it came out in 2000. That's right in the middle of high school for us and everything, and playing high school football.
Yeah.
That movie was watched religiously.
Yeah.
Constantly, just as our football coach, we got to get pumped up. We're watching Remember the Titans.
Oh, for sure. I got to quit saying for sure so much.
Why? Because Jordan pointed it out to you.
Shout out to the Viz. He pointed
Shout
it out.
Viz.
That I say for sure a lot because I do. Especially when I'm looking on my phone, looking at the fun facts. But on Remember the Titans, man, dude, there were so many big actors, I don't want to say big actors, but solid actors that were early on in their career.
Yeah, you got Ryan Hurst in there, Opie, that was in that movie. Yeah.
You got
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling's in it, and you got Ethan Suplee, the real big dude.
Yeah.
They got Super Jack that was in American History X.
Yep.
And which we've talked about before, but he was in it. He was the one that was, singing and stuff, but that movie's great. I'd like to say it's definitely in my top 3 football movies, which I'm hyped to do those towards football season. But Remember the Titans in 2000 was amazing.
Oh, I've seen that movie. So the one speech that he gives, when they go out running in the early morning and they end up in, I think, is it the Gettysburg Cemetery, and he gives that speech right there. Dude, it makes the hair stand. Just thinking about it makes the hair stand up on your arms. It's like this wall right here. We'll go running through it.
Let's run through it right now.
Let's do it.
Shout out Nixon Pro Media. Shout out Revolution One Media. 2001. He goes from 2000. Remember the Titans, right? Coach Boone, super motivational. The following year, Training Day.
Completely opposite role.
King Kong ain't got shit on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When he won his first Oscar as a lead actor with this one. Him and Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke, and you also get a Snoop Dogg cameo in there.
You get was it Lance Henderson? Is Lance Henderson in this one too?
Dude looks like him. I'm gonna look that up.
I don't think it's Lance Henderson,
but it looks a lot like him. The dude that
gets shot right there in the house and everything, where they take all the money out of the kitchen floor and all that stuff.
Let's see if Tony's right, guys.
Is it Lance? I don't think it's Lance Henderson.
No, it's not. Scott Glenn.
Yeah, okay. They look alike.
They do look alike for sure,
especially older in age.
For sure. But yeah, Training Day is so good, bro.
The one-liners.
And you hate, I don't want to say you hate Denzel. You start, you do.
You do hate Denzel.
You do hate Denzel because
Ethan Hawke's character, at the beginning of the movie, you're like, dude, this guy is the coolest motherfucker around.
And then you see he's just a piece of shit, and then he's stealing, he's cheating, he's fucking.
He gets everything he deserves.
Killing, and the justice at the end is
man,
it's hell
it's surprising to see because as Denzel,
I mean, he's only been a bad guy maybe 2 or 3 movies, maybe?
Yeah, and just the way that movie ends, it's like holy shit, Denzel went out with a bang.
No, for sure, dude. Those
But
Russians,
Training Day is it's
amazing.
if you're a Denzel fan, you love Training Day.
Everybody. I think that if you asked 100 people, Denzel Washington, first movie that comes to your mind, I think the majority of them, the number one answer if this was Family Feud would be Training Day.
Yeah, or probably Remember the Titans.
Yeah, but I think Training Day is just so like. As far as mainstream, like with memes and social media and just in general, I would say that. Or now, like Equalizer's getting to that level.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But
Equalizer's just like a whole different role. We'll get to that one.
Yeah. So a year later, after Training Day, 2002,
is another slept-on,
banger. Which one are we talking about?
John Q.
Oh, John Q. Yeah, I didn't know. If slept on. Yeah, like John Q. is. So good, man. Like the story of it's cool. Like you feel even though you know what he's doing is completely wrong, you're 100% behind it.
Yeah, you're behind because you
parent, would do the same thing.
As a parent, you want if they came to you and said, "There's nothing we can do for your child."
Yeah,
we're not going to do anything for you. It's like what you do anything you possibly could to make it happen, and he. It's another one that's highly underrated.
You think so?
I think so. You never see people talk about John Q when it comes to if you had a top 10 list. Mm-hmm. If you told people to make a top 10 list of Denzel movie, I don't think John Q would be in there in people's top 10.
It's in my top 5, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just missing the top 5 of mine.
Yeah, it's a great movie, man. Like the acting in it's great. Obviously, Denzel's great. All the time,
but he just gets you in the guts with some of those lines in that movie.
Oh, for sure, man, and like that, like the bond, like him and his son have, like that, they did a good job of doing that, like displaying that in the film. I feel like his wife did really good in it. Even like the side characters, like James Woods he's James Woods, but he did good in it. Like, but yeah, John Q's great. Another one in 2002. Really solid film. I didn't rewatch it this time, but I've seen it a couple times, and it's also he directed it, right?
Yeah, it's the first movie he's ever directed. Antoine Fisher,
yeah. Yep.
Solid movie.
Yeah.
But it's like middle of the pack for me when it comes to Denzel movies.
No, it's definitely solid. But like the fact that was the first one that he directed is just even more of like, fuck yeah, dude, that's dope. Like, because not only is it just a solid movie. But the fact that Denzel starred in it and directed it, it was like, so now he's doing this now.
Yeah.
Now, he hasn't done it a lot. You've got a handful, like he's directed.
Yeah, he's got like a handful of movies total that he's directed. And nothing that he's directed has been major, other than Fences. Fences was probably his biggest movie.
And it was based on a play.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Antoine Fisher's another solid one. 03, I think Derek Luke's the other guy that's in that with him. He did a good job in that too. 03, this is one that I've talked about being slept on, and Out of Time, man.
Yeah,
great action movie, action suspense, like whatever.
It is the true definition of a thriller movie.
A thriller, yeah, like
because it keeps you on edge the whole time, and
it's great, man.
And it's weird. And this one's another. It's weird seeing Denzel in this one kind of getting flustered. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because all the time you see he's always calm, cool, collective. He knows what he's doing. He handles it. But this one, it's weird. You see him getting flustered and panicky and all that kind of stuff. It's a different pace, a different change.
Out of Time is definitely one. If somebody was to ask me, of all Denzel's movies, what do you think's the most slept on one? I would say Out of Time.
Yeah, I agree with it. That's a good one.
It's great. And it's in it. I remember... I want to say that me and Skeg saw it in the theater when it came out. This is 03. This is when, but like, it's just one that I've watched it 7-8 times, since it came out, like in the last 20 years. I've watched it multiple times, and it's just great, man. It's a fun ass movie, dude. Yeah. Fam. 04. The bangers continue. Man on Fire.
It could be up there with the top Denzel movie for me.
Yeah, it's great,
absolutely love Man
Young
on
Dakota
Fire.
Fanning.
Tony Scott movie.
Tony Scott, yep.
Mark Anthony, we've talked about that before. We've already gone into our singing escapades for that one. But Denzel in revenge mode in this one when they kidnap Dakota Fanning, and he is hell-bent on doing whatever he can to find the girl.
Yep.
And he does. the one scene where he has the dude strapped to the car and sticks the C4 up his ass.
Yeah.
And trying to get information.
Oh, dude, like under the bridge or whatever?
Yeah, under the bridge and everything.
Shout out to the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
But that's the end where he's questioning, trying to get and gets the money from him and all that stuff, and still kills him.
Oh, dude, because when he was like, "What are you gonna do about me?" He's like, "Oh, I forgot what he said." But
yeah,
like,
but
this is it, man.
Yeah.
God,
and of course the
Great
scene where
movie.
he's clipping the dude's fingers off, but just hardcore revenge mode.
Yeah,
And I love how the movie's shot. It's gritty.
it's got that grainy vibe to it, like the whole movie.
Yeah.
And it was a long haul. It was another one that was like 2 hours and some change, but like
the payoffs were. I mean,
and it doesn't feel like that though. Like
No.
it's paced well. Like it's great.
He does I mean, it just shows. I mean, it's about a guy that has nothing going on. He's an ex-military, and he takes over the bodyguard for the little girl, and he does everything in his power to get the little girl back, and he does, and sacrifices himself for it.
No, for sure.
And it gets you in the feel at the end. It gets you in the feels. It's a great movie.
When he walks out to the bridge, where he like has to trade off her for him, like type shit.
Oh, that
shit was crazy.
Yeah.
That's a great movie, man. Man on Fire is great.
I love it.
04, another one. Just watched this one recently. Manchurian Candidate.
That's one. That's one I've never seen before.
Yeah. It was good. It's an odd one. It's like a political type movie where like it's got some like CIA like mind control type shit. Liv Shriver's one of the main characters in it too. It's good. I would say it's like a thriller.
Now, would you put it like middle pack of his?
Yeah,
stuff?
It'd be like in that Antoine Fisher.
Oh, okay.
Like middle of the road type. Yeah. But it's not bad. It's solid. That was 04. Now we're again. Doesn't do took you. He may have had some kids in those little time. Maybe, or maybe he just does. And see, and the thing is too, it's like we're saying he's taking a break, but the way that they film those, it may just be a thing where they just the studios wait and release them. You know, he could be working solid. But like 06, you got Inside Man.
Yep.
Another Spike Lee one.
Okay, that's the one out. Yeah, that's what I got mixed up with earlier with the hurricane.
I do want to say this. I enjoy that one. That's got a Clive Owen in it.
Yep.
And the super annoying
Jodie
Foster.
Panic Room's a cool movie, but she kills that movie for me. It'd be a great movie if she wasn't in there.
Yeah, and like,
but we're not talking about Panic Room.
Well, no, but it's related to Jodie Foster, so it's related to Inside Man. But like, so Inside Man, the one thing I really enjoy that movie. I thought it was a dope like heist movie, like got some good like action.
Yeah,
it's just solid.
Yeah,
but like I noticed where Spike Lee tried to throw some humor in there at parts, and the humor didn't hit in this movie for me. But I mean, I get it every now and then throw it in there. Now here's the one that I had never seen, bro. That I didn't watch until recently, and I thought it was fucking awesome, bro. Deja Vu.
I've never seen that one either.
2006, Deja Vu.
Is that one on your Vudu?
It's on my Vudu. Definitely, you need to check that one out. Like they use some type of like. Now it gets tricky because it deals with a little time travel kind of thing.
Okay.
I'll just leave it there. I don't want to say too much about it because you haven't seen it, but like, it's really dope. It's a suspense thriller, like. But it's got some sci-fi mixed in, which he doesn't have.
Yeah, he does
up until this point.
Yeah, Virtuosity was
So there's that. But like, this is like a good
version.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
But Deja Vu was great,
I'll
man.
check that one out.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad that I ended up getting it on Vudu. It was one that that it just kind of flew under the radar for me with him.
Yep.
And then 07, you want to start out with 07?
Oh, man. You got one of his top ones, too. You got him playing Frank Lucas in American Gangster.
I love
that's another
American Gangster, bro.
That's a Ridley Scott movie.
Yeah.
And so good. You got so many people in American Gangster.
It makes me mad that we didn't talk about it on the gangster movies.
We totally passed by because,
there's so many.
It's totally a mob movie.
It definitely was, but like
I think we briefly just like mentioned it. And
we mentioned it, but like I hadn't seen it in a few years. But I was thinking of like I was thinking more of like mafia
Yeah.
movies, but like because like that was kind of we didn't talk about Blow or anything. We could do another one of those later.
But he was tied in with the Harlem Mafia and all that stuff.
I don't know for sure. Bumpy Johnson.
Yeah.
But like him as Frank Lucas, he's such a badass in this movie.
So intimidating, but just
so matter of fact. Like when he goes out, when his family's sitting there in the diner eating with him,
and he makes it a point.
He goes out to Idris Elba's character and is like,
well, it all leads up from the scene earlier in the movie where he
trying to tax him,
trying to tax him and all that.
He's 20%.
Yeah, here's 10%. Yeah,
but he
just so cool of how he does it, and then right there in the street to make it known that you're not fucking with Frank.
Yeah, and then you got again Russell Crowe and him again. They've teamed up in Virtuosity,
but this one's way better.
Way better again. But Russell Crowe's great in it. You also got I forgot dude's name, but I'll flash a picture of him. The dude that plays Dustin, his last name is Hawks. I can't remember what dude's first name is. I think it's John Hawks, maybe. He's the brother of Kenny Powers, and he's Eastbound and Down.
Yeah,
he plays one of the
detectives.
The detectives. You got T.I. in this. You got Common in this.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Cuba Gooding Jr.'s in this.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So it's got a good time frame with the right there in the 60s going into the 70s and all that. And it's crazy how Frank Lucas. I don't know how much of it was true of how he was getting the heroin into the United States using American soldiers' bodies.
He made that shit happen.
But
that's crazy. But American Gangster is
great
amazing.
movie. It's
same year. Okay, cool. Same year. This is so for the rest of this Denzel filmography. This is the last of the movies that I haven't seen. Everything past this one, I've seen it before. The Great Debaters. 07. Didn't you say he directed that one as well?
Yeah, he directed this one as well.
It's on my Vudu. I am going to watch it. I just didn't get it in
I haven't seen this one either.
For the episode, but I've heard it's really good. I think it's based on a novel. Maybe.
Okay.
That's probably wrong. I don't know. But who cares, man? It's us.
Yeah.
Great Debaters.
You're not coming here for facts all the time.
Yeah, so there's that one. He directed that one. Neither one of us have seen it.
Nope.
The next one I hadn't seen until the last couple of weeks, and it's another one that I really dug.
I saw when it first came out, Taking Up Pelham 13.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. That too, with John Travolta.
So, my gripe of the movie, John Travolta is a bad guy. Just because it just comes off.
He overdoes it.
That, and it's just not believable to me with John Travolta. But
he did that action movie that one time, From Paris with Love or something like that. It's like, dude, you're not an action star.
Like, it's just that's the only gripe of this movie. I loved the movie. I loved the story, of John Travolta's character, like hijacking
the subway.
Subway, yeah, and I loved that. Denzel's character was like the one that was like in the control room, trying to get the subways where they go. But he had been a driver and all that before,
like a jockey.
Yeah, for sure. But like that, I thought that was a dope action movie. Other than the John Travolta stuff. 2010, he dropped 2 in 2010. He dropped Book of Eli.
Banger.
Didn't rewatch this one, but I've seen it a few times.
I love the look of this movie.
Yeah.
How it's post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
You got Gary Oldman in it with him.
Yep.
You got he plays the character Eli. He's blind.
Yep.
But a fucking bad motherfucker.
Oh, dude, bad MF for sure.
I mean,
dude.
with that one scene where the 5 guys try to jump him right there in the street and everything.
Handles them.
He slices them. Handles them up.
Handles them up, dude.
But I love the graininess of it. I love how it's shot. Just a super slept on. It's one that you don't hear a lot of people talk about when it comes to Denzel stuff.
Yeah, and definitely a banger. Book of Eli's a banger. Another one from 2010. This one was a solid one, just a solid action one. Nothing. I'd say it's like middle of the road. It's kind of I don't want to say run of the mill. That's not the right word. But it's kind of we'll
middle of the pack for him.
Unstoppable.
Yeah. With him, with Chris Pine.
Yeah, him and Chris Pine.
The Train.
The Train. And
I think it's based on a true events as well.
Oh, really?
That one too.
Well, that's cool. Like I thought it was fun. It was like it's kind of like Speed.
Yeah,
something like that. It's kind of along those lines.
The runaway train. They're trying to catch up to it and get it stopped and all that stuff.
That's a fire movie too with John Voight. Runaway Train.
Yeah,
fire movie.
But yeah, it's It's a fun watch if you got. It's one of his shorter movies too.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I was going to say is under 2 hours, like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
None of these other ones hardly are.
If you got like an hour and a half to kill and you like Denzel, pop that one on. It's a fun watch.
Yeah, like a mindless like action, just a fun action movie. 2012, we got a couple of bangers. Well, I'll say one banger, Flight.
Flight's great.
Flight is great.
I mean,
he's an alcoholic, but he's a badass pilot.
Yeah.
And it's a longer one. It's like 2.5 hours, but it's another one. All of Denzel's movies to me are paced well, and I think a lot of that has to do with just him being such a good actor.
Yeah, exactly.
But Flight was great.
Yeah, because it's another one of those roles that you don't see Denzel taking.
He's kind of a shithead.
Yeah, and he admits it in the movie. He's an
like
alcoholic,
admittingly. You know what I mean?
But he also says, "I'm the only person that could have landed that plane."
Yeah, for sure.
So he knows what his worth is.
No, absolutely.
But it's a banger movie. I think. Was he nominated for?
He should have been.
Yes, he was nominated for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role, and it was nominated for Best Picture of the Year that year.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Flight was great. I thought that was great. Another one from 2012 that I watched, I'd give if we're doing 5 stars, it'd be like a 3.5. It's kind of a middle of the road. Safe House.
Yeah, it's
cool.
Ryan Reynolds.
It's him and Ryan Reynolds. It's kind of. I mean, it was cool. It was
CIA type stuff.
Yeah, like them. Ryan Reynolds is trying to basically transport Denzel's character, who like Tobin Frost. He's like this super badass son-of-a-bitch, and he's trying to transport him from one safe house to another one in another country.
Yeah,
other people are after him, and then that's pretty much the plot. And then it's trying to. I mean, it was a cool action movie.
It's got some great action scenes. It's got some pretty cool action scenes in it, but it's very forgettable when it comes to Denzel.
Yeah, I mean, it's
which you don't hear very often when it comes to Denzel.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those that he just, it was cool.
It is the same with the next one too, Two Guns, with him and Mark Wahlberg, which I think
it's like a buddy action comedy.
Yeah, and I think if you would have cut out a majority of the comedy in that one, it would have been a whole lot better of a movie. But it's another one of those that was just action.
It's kind of like it felt to me kind of like their take on like a Bad Boys.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm sure if you looked at the numbers, I'm sure Two Guns made a fuck ton of money.
Oh yeah, because
it was and it was just such a mainstream vibe type movie. Like,
I'm Denzel's going to bring numbers, and of course Mark Wahlberg is going to bring numbers to the box office, anyways.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm gonna look that up while you're.
Well, then after that, then you had in 2014, you had The Equalizer, which I think was a kind of after you had Safe House and Two Guns was like another resurgence for Denzel because he comes out whipping some ass in that movie.
Oh, dude.
That one fight scene in like the dinner table area, Mm-hmm. Holy! Whoever choreographed those fight scenes, and made them look so real.
Dude. The Equalizer movies, and I can't wait for part 3.
Oh, I can't either because it has to deal with the Italian mafia.
Yeah, Equalizer is such a badass action movie, dude.
Yeah,
the whole series.
It's just an action movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yes.
So Two Guns, the budget was $61 million, and I'm sure the majority of that was paying Mark Wahlberg and Denzel.
I'm sure.
And then it grossed $75 million worldwide. It grossed $131 million.
Yeah. I'm sure probably $40 million of that was just to pay the two leading actors.
Well, yeah, because you said that whatever he got paid for.
Yeah, because what year was that one?
2013 was Two Guns.
Yeah, because Equalizer in 2014, he was getting paid $20 million.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
he don't play around.
None.
And see, Equalizer's budget was $55 million. It did 34 in the opening weekend and grossed 101 worldwide. It grossed $200 million. So Denzel be putting out them bangers, man.
Oh yeah, he makes money.
So we've got So we're left off at Equalizer.
Yep.
2014. Closing it up, guys. We got Fences 2016.
Another one that he directed.
That's a really dope one, man. I know that Chance said that's his favorite Denzel film. It's a great movie, dude. Him and Viola Davis.
Yep.
That's another one I think that's based on a play.
Yeah, he was nominated for Best Actor, and the movie was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Did I already say that?
Yeah. I can't remember if you did on. I think off camera you did.
Oh, okay.
You may have said it on camera too while I was looking through the numbers. Magnificent Seven, same year, 2016. A lot of big actors in that one.
Oh yeah, you had.
Was Pratt in that one?
Yeah, Chris Pratt's in that one.
Yep.
Fun Western action movie. It's a remake.
remake for sure. I didn't rewatch that one this go around. I've seen it twice. I saw it when it first came out, and then I bought it.
I'd put it right there in the middle of the pack. It's just another one of the like Safe House. It's a fun action movie.
Yeah. Ethan Hawke. You got Ethan Hawke in there.
I forgot about that.
Shout out to the director.
Yeah, we got to get that hot mic.
Chance's hot mic coming soon. 2017. You got one that, and I liked this one. This is a different character though. Roman J. Israel.
Yeah,
2017.
I've never seen this one.
It was cool to see Denzel play this type of a role. You'd have to like YouTube a clip of it of his character from the movie for me to like describe.
Yeah. Well, he was nominated for best actor or best performance by an actor in a leading role for an Oscar in this one.
Yeah, that was a solid one for sure, and it was cool just to see him do something different like that. 2018, we're at Equalizer 2, 4 years after the first one.
Another solid,
just as much of a banger.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if it was Equalizer 1.
It's the train scene in Equalizer 2 where he whoops those, and the girl, where girl gets dropped off. That's at the beginning of Equalizer 2 where he picks up the girl from the guys up in the apartment.
Yeah.
And he goes, what I like about the Equalizer is his deal with the watch and everything, just timing.
Oh, yeah.
And you get almost like when he's in the zone, everything slows down.
Yep.
Got to get kind of like Max Payne. Remember that game back in the day?
For sure.
Like the slow-mo mode, everything goes into effect.
Yeah.
But that train scene in Equalizer 2 where he
So do you remember the scene? I'm thinking it was the first one where I'm trying to remember, man, where he goes to the dude's house and he's sitting at the kitchen table talking to him. And then he goes outside and the dude that he's going to confront about being crooked, he's sitting out there talking to him, and they're like in the cul-de-sac, and he's like basically saying he's going to kill them all. And then the dude's kids walk up to him, and he picks up his dog. I can't remember because it was.
I think that's the first one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch him again.
But that scene is
gives me
it's one of my favorite. When me and Mel were watching them back through, like and it's going to be interesting to see Equalizer 3 because I love the John Wick movies.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the new one. I'm at this point, I'm just going to wait till it hits Vudu or 4K, and I'll just buy the 4K.
To me, I'll go ahead and say I like the Equalizer.
I like Denzel more than that. Yeah.
Well, it's the John Wick movies kind of got a little far fetched from being believable.
But yeah, you're kind of like
Equalizer still got that real feel to it.
And if you don't want to see a believable version of Equalizer, watch the TV series.
Oh, really?
Where Queen Latifah is the Equalizer.
Okay, yeah.
Did you know that?
We go from Denzel to Queen Latifah.
Fuck my life, dude.
Jeez.
Fast forwarding to the last one.
This is one I haven't seen yet.
I watched this one. This one was cool. The little things. 2021. You got Denzel, you've got Remy Malek, and you've got Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. Yeah, I like Jared Leto.
This one was cool. I couldn't stand Remy Malek in this movie, man.
I'm not a big fan of him.
I'm not really either. Like, and
Bohemian Rhapsody was like okay for me.
I didn't even watch that because and then I didn't see all of Mr. Robot. I watched a few episodes because everybody talked about how good it was, and he's just so awkward, man. Like especially in this movie.
Yeah.
And
it's not likable.
It's awkward, and it's like he's not acting that well to me.
Yeah.
It threw me off. But like the movie itself is the story of it's cool. It's like they're trying to solve like a string of murders, and you're trying to figure out who's the one doing it type shit. But like Remy Malek's character in this, it just threw me off, man. But Denzel's great in it, of course. But that's kind of where that one falls. I don't want to say towards the bottom, but it's kind of the lower third.
The lower part tier.
But you said he got paid a grip for that.
Got paid $40 million.
$40 million for that movie.
Yeah.
Man. But
there's a lot of change.
And then, of course, Equalizer 3 is dropping in September.
Well, yeah. I'll go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I forgot one. Go ahead.
He got nominated as a nominee for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role for The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Yeah, I forgot to add that one on here, but that's another one.
Which I will not watch that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any desire to watch
none.
Tragedy of Macbeth, but
none.
Salute to Denzel for getting nominated for that. You said 209 nominations for awards, 87 awards.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that dude's fucking trophy room? He's got to have a garage for it.
Well, I mean, most of the awards and everything that I looked up were like, of course, he's won his Oscars and some Golden Globes, and then there's some other like award shows that he's won most of the awards from, but everything. But still, you got to have a whole garage just for your trophy room and everything.
Yeah. So before we finish up, there's a couple of fun little trivia facts you put on here.
Yeah.
So
we talked about where he turned down the role in Seven.
Yeah.
He was the original choice to play Blade in '98 over Wesley Snipes.
That's crazy.
I did not know that.
Imagine if he'd have played Blade, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, that would have been. I would have. Yeah.
And keeping on the Wesley Snipes kick.
Yeah, he was considered for the role that Wesley Snipes got in White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah, that's so. If you're Wesley Snipes, you're like,
dude, stay away from me.
Well,
this is my roles.
Well, that and it's kind of like. Damn, bro, I'm glad you didn't, because I mean the Blade trilogy and White Man Can't Jump.
He would have had Passenger 57.
When you say Wesley Snipes, most of the time people are going to say White Man Can't Jump or Blade, probably.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's kind of cool. And then you said that he performed his own stunts in the fight scenes for Book of Eli.
Yeah, did all his own stunts in that, and then did over a year's worth of boxing training to get ready for the hurricane and all that stuff. So. Yeah, just Denzel. I mean, he gets into the roles that he plays.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Ending off the episode, because are we about in an hour chance? Okay, dope.
Oh, sweet.
Ending off the episode, you got 5 Denzel movies you can keep.
5,
and they got to be in any order.
Okay.
And the other ones you got to part ways with them. You can only keep 5.
All right, you want me to go first?
It don't matter.
I mean, I'm keeping Remember the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm keeping Training Day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm keeping Man on Fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm keeping American Gangster. Oh, man.
See, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's tough, bro. It's a tough one.
Equalizer.
See, that's the thing.
Just to round it out with, just give a wide variety of his stuff in there.
Yeah. See, for me,
you can't go wrong with those 5.
No. You could do 10 easily.
Yeah.
For me, it would be He Got Game. Remember the Titans, because He Got Game's like a drama. Remember the Titans, a sports movie.
Yep.
American Gangster.
Yep.
Because you got that gangster vibe. You can go there.
It's getting hard.
I gotta say, Out of Time, bro.
Really? Yes.
Just because it's like,
give it to it.
It's a dope, like, underrated, like, banger.
Love it.
So we got Remember the Titans, He Got Game, Out of Time, American Gangster.
What got one more?
Man, I think I gotta. I want to say John Q. But I think I'm gonna have to say Equalizer as well.
Yeah.
I want to say John Q.
You can watch Equalizer more.
That's kind of where I was at. Where I'm at with it.
Because John Q was right there knocking on the door for. I mean, it's so hard to make.
Man on Fire was right there.
Yeah.
Shit, no, I can't do that because then I ain't got Training Day, bro.
Oh shit, I didn't have Training Day either.
That's what I'm saying. No, okay.
I didn't have Training Day, did I, Chance?
I had to take Remember the Titans off then and put Training Day in there.
Oh man, can I scratch mine?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go. He Got Game, Training Day, American Gangster, Out of Time, and Equalizer.
Holy shit!
And I hate that I had to take, but I think that's fun that we have to do that.
Yeah, Man on Fire.
Okay.
Remember the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
American Gangster.
Mm-hmm.
Training Day.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
You going Equalizer? So I'm saying, bro. That's when shit gets real. When you start saying you can only keep 5 of them, bro.
Yeah, Equalizer. I'd go Equalizer on that.
So, yeah, man, this was fun, bro.
This is a good episode. Denzel. I mean, just Denzel. That's why he's a GOAT. Denzel is a GOAT in
he's the GOAT. To me. Like that. This was so much fun to do, and I like doing these kind of.
I like doing these actors breakdowns. I like doing the friend.
It's got a good little vibes because, and I'm sure that people that are watching or listening may have some that they prefer more, like certain styles. But I think it's cool that we're kind of breaking things up because, like, franchise, like say for example, the last one that we just did, there was 9 films that we talked about.
Yeah,
we just got through running through 50 films of one actor.
Yeah,
but then next week for episode 10, we're bringing you another wrestling episode.
Yeah.
You want to tell them what we're going to talk about?
Tag team back again.
Ricky,
our favorite tag teams.
Favorite wrestling tag teams. Not going to be specific to any kind of federation or anything.
No, we're going broad because I'll
We're
have
just
some
gonna bounce back and
some
forth.
WCWs in there.
WCWs. We're going to have some WWFs. We're going to have some ECW.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun episode. Tag team wrestling was fun to watch back in the day. It still is fun to watch when you got good tag teams that do it like the old school ones.
No, for sure.
But this was a fun episode. I really like talking about Denzel. He's one of my favorite actors and was able to fill up an hour-long episode on just one guy.
Yeah, and salute to everybody that's been tuning in. Like I said, we're going to do – this was a filmography for an actor. We're doing a wrestling one next week. Week after that, we're hitting y'all with a franchise breakdown again. So Stay tuned. We're not going to let it out the bag yet on which one it is, but just stay tuned. It is horror, obviously.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Shout out Nixon Pro Media for helping us out this episode. Shout out Trouble Spirits. Mm-hmm. Shout out Revolution One Media.
Hell yeah, man. Shout out to y'all.
Appreciate
It's been
y'all
fun,
watching.
man. Over the Top with Chad and Tony, episode 9, Denzel Washington, man. Hit that subscribe button, baby. And
we out this motherfucker.
bow.